Now that you have covered the basics of horizontal and vertical movement, you are ready to organize this movement in a way that will be helpful in your communication with other musicians. In this lesson, we will be covering conducting 1, 2, 3, and 4 beat patterns that are useful in the application of conducting both in simple and compound meters. Because all patterns begin with a downbeat, it's important to establish our horizontal plane where downbeats will occur. This plane should be roughly halfway between your belly button and the bottom of your rib cage, as this is an area that's easily visible to the musicians in front of you and is also generally where your weight is centered on your body. Move back and forth to find and establish this area in relation to your body. You want this to be comfortable, so feel free to explore slightly higher and slightly lower. In the front-facing position, you want the tip of your baton to be centered on your body and your hand to rest on the plane that we just established with the baton as a natural extension of your setup. In the profile position, your elbow should be slightly in front of your torso and not extended too far, as it should remain an available hinge in your movement. This position is grounded, centered, and easy to move to and away from. Once you are set, this position will be your home base and most importantly will be predictable for all of the musicians that you are leading. First, make sure that your stance is comfortable and that we're in our proper starting position. From here, gently flick the tip of your baton. This is going to allow you to provide greater clarity to each beat and will also be our ictus. Let's first use the vertical plane to move evenly up and down at a constant speed, starting and repeating our movement from the same spot with that gentle flick each time that we return to our horizontal plane. To make sure that your movement speed is subdivided properly, let's think of 3 eighth notes evenly spaced while we travel, and always begin with a full breath, just as you require from the instrumentalists. As tempo increases, the size of your pattern and the distance that you travel should become more compact proportionally to the increase in speed. Building on pattern 1, we are going to add an additional small movement away from our vertical plane before returning for our second beat. Each beat still gets the gentle flick to help clarify the ictus and will help the musicians know where the pulse is between each new measure. Just like in 1, as tempo increases, the size of your pattern and distance that you travel should become more compact proportionally to the increase in speed. Building on our pattern in 2, our beats will now travel to 2 new locations inside of our conducting area. Beat 1 is still a vertical drop down to our horizontal plane. Beat 2 moves away from our body to a comfortable location that's not too far, but distinctly away from beat 1. And beat 3 comes back towards our vertical plane, slightly above and to the right of beat 1. Each beat still gets the gentle flick to help clarify the ictus and will help the musicians know where the pulse is between each new measure. Just like in patterns in 1 and 2, as tempo increases, the size of your pattern and distance that you travel should become more compact proportionally to the increase in speed. Building on our conducting in 3, our beats will now be organized like this. Beat 1 is still a vertical drop to our horizontal plane. Beat 2 for the first time moves across the front of our body. Beat 3 goes to the mirror image of beat 2 on the other side of our vertical plane. And beat 4 comes back towards our vertical plane, slightly above and to the right of beat 1. Each beat still gets that gentle flick to help clarify the ictus and will help the musicians know where the pulse is between each new measure. Just like in 1, 2, and 3, as tempo increases, the size of your pattern and distance that you travel should become more compact proportionally to the increase in speed.